Hey guys, Bernardo Faria here. Today I'm doing my second episode of my 5 minutes BJJ talk, and today I'm gonna talk about one thing that I started realizing in Jiu-Jitsu that kind of like changed my concepts of learning Jiu-Jitsu. So one thing that I have realized during all my career is that in Jiu-Jitsu there is no right or wrong. So this was a big thing for me. I took a long time to accept this and to understand that, especially when I was beginner and I didn't have like the right confidence to think like this. But then I started realizing that in Jiu-Jitsu really there is no like right or wrong. What I mean that there is no right or wrong is, for example, when I started playing my half guard back in 2003 when I was blue belt, I heard a bunch of people say, never let your opponent get the underhook when he's on top. Never let your opponent get the underhook when he's on top. And I always fall like that, you know, oh, I'm never gonna let my opponent get the underhook. But then I started like creating sweeps from that position. I would let people get the underhook when they were on top, and I would set up some sweep. Actually, like one of my best sweeps, the one that made me win like the World's Open class as a purple belt, made me win my first words as a black belt, was exactly from this concept. I let the guy on top get the underhook, and then from there I would set up my deep half guard and I would sweep from there with the underhook in. So this is like a... Then I started thinking like this in all positions, you know, in all techniques I was thinking like this, you know. I was like, man, there is no right or wrong, you know, wherever is working for me, that's what really matters. So when I say that there's no right or wrong, that's my goal, you know. I mean, like, if the position is working for you, that's right for you, you know. That doesn't mean that it's wrong or right, it's just right for you. If the position maybe it's a good position, it's right to do it, and doesn't work for you, then it's wrong for you, you know. So that's my concept. I remember back in my hometown, for example, there was one guy over there that he was like super flexible. You know, super flexible. To catch him an armbar, for example, was close to impossible. He would escape from all armbars just because he was very flexible. His elbow was flexible, his shoulder was flexible. So, for example, everyone learns that when we are on the bar or on the mount, you should never stretch your arms, right? That's the wrong thing to do. If you stretch the arm, the guy's gonna catch us in the armbar and you're gonna tap. But this guy, for example, from my hometown, when he was losing matches and someone got him on, he would stretch his arm, and then the person on top would go to the armbar, he didn't tap for armbar, and he would escape from there. So, for example, how can we say that this is wrong, you know? This is like supposed to be wrong in Jiu-Jitsu, but not for this guy, you know. For this guy, that was the right thing to do. So that's kind of like how I think about every technique, you know. For example, if I see some student doing something, I never say like, oh, this is wrong. No. This is another technique, this is different, but if it works for you, go ahead, you know. There is no right or wrong, you know. And so my kind of like takeaway here, it's like never let someone tell you that what you are doing is wrong, you know. I would say it's just wrong if it's not working. If you are doing something that it's not working, then it's wrong for you, you know. Doesn't mean that it's wrong for me, but for you it is wrong. So you should change, you should come up with another technique or something like that. But if you are doing something that someone say, oh no, that's not the right way to do this and that, blah blah, but if it's working for you, if you are doing every day, if you're sweeping people, or if it's a passing guard position, you are passing some people's guard, this and that, keep doing it, you know, and just believe it and trust it. I believe that in every position, for example, the most important thing is to know every ifs that can happen. So, for example, if you are on the half guard on Boro, and then you know that the guy can attack this arm, the guy can try the Kimura here, you know the guy can try to pass your guard going to reverse half guard, for example, or this and that. If you know all the ifs and you have a counter for every ifs, your position is supposed to work, you know. It's just because you know more about that situation than your opponent, you know. So in that position, you know much more like right positions than your opponent, you know. So that's my goal here, is just to try to explain that in Jiu-Jitsu really there is no right or wrong. It's wherever is working for you and wherever is not working for you. Wherever is working for you is the right thing to do. Wherever is not working for you is not the right thing to do. So it doesn't matter who is our teacher, who is our coach. If someone says that this is right or this is wrong, it's all about you. If it works for you, that's the right thing to do. If it doesn't work for you, that's the wrong thing, and you should try to change and come up with a new technique. Well, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we're gonna try to keep these episodes up and post more and more videos. Os.